the tone, record your name. Conference.
Hello, Richard Pocock, Product Manager for BT Event Services. In the minutes, I will demonstrate how to manage an event question and answer session using Vantage-Point 3. However, a brief summary at the beginning just to talk about Vantage-Point 3. Vantage is a web software application designed for use on BT managed event attended or pre-registration calls. Point, let a customer view a list of participants in the meeting, makes requests to reorder or remove participants in the Q&A, to text, chat securely and directly with the BT event manager during the call. All of this helps the customer make faster decisions during their event call. Summary for the BT operators. Lead can now follow directly from the Vantage-Point 3 console to start, manage and stop the session, so reorder, patch through, remove, mute and unmute participants during the Q&A session as requested by the customer. Across multiple bridges, there's only one single Vantage-Point screen to use for the operator or the user. Summary on Vantage-Point. How a BT operator manages Vantage-Point with BT managed event calls. This will show operators how to log into Vantage-Point, how to use Vantage-Point to manage the Q&A, as well as demonstrate relevant features on the bridge walk. Let's get started. Firstly, the leader logs into POS and the event call booking on the screen here, and all next to the audio bridge. Then must also connect to the Vantage-Point web interface. The operator logs on to the Vantage-Point by clicking on the web URL from this POS booking page. The URLs are also available from the Global Operations main page. Per region, and with Vantage-Point 3, the same URL will work across all Event on Summit bridges within a region. Once the URL has been entered, landing page for login. The operator logs on, username on the list with O after the confirmation ID in the username. Enters the password conference on the login page and then enters. Operators will see a Vantage-Point web page containing live information for their event call Q&A, as well as a window to share text messages with the end users during the call. Recap on the keys for the operator login. The operator can only connect to Vantage-Point once the call has been activated on the bridge. Links and set lines should not be visible on Vantage-Point, so they must be preceded with LK in brackets. The lead operator must log into Vantage-Point using details on the COS booking. Username with the O after the confirmation ID. And if the operator does copy and paste the Vantage-Point URL, they should make sure no spaces anywhere in the URL before selecting join. Vantage-Point operation process document. There are some common troubleshooting tips for Vantage-Point that you can refer to. So then, that's what we do at the start of the Vantage-Point call and the information that's available. First, summary on the page ribbon. This gives the moderator the login time, active speakers, status, and number of participants in the queue when it's active. click on the Participant tab. The participants join the call and their information, such as last name, first name, phone, company, are displayed. The information more easily by clicking on the column headings, and this will sort each column, for example, in alphabetical order. Also, line names wrapped in columns to display information more clearly. Participant on the call, there's the option to print the participant list. Use the Print Participant tab. Let's explain the chat window feature. This allows the user and operator to send and receive text messages during the call. So we show the last received message at the bottom of the list, as with the IM format. The chat will be coded on the sender to help distinguish between end users. And the chat messages are shown in the chat window. Any user joining late will see a full history of chat messages. And the bottom of the chat screen shows an operator in the chat session. What you can do during the Q&A session. First, the operator clicks on the Q&A tab and then clicks on Start Q&A. This automatically start the Q&A across all bridges. Q&A can also be started and stopped via the Q&A box on the bridge walk if this is required. At the start of the call summary, there's also information available. Once it starts, the customer and the operator will need to view the Q&A screen. This is now. It shows the participants in the queue. Press *1 on their telephone keypad, and they will be listed in the order they entered *1. The current questioner shows the speakers, up to 3 shown without scrolling down. And this is also a view from the bridge walk to show participants in the queue. It also show how the Q&A can be started from the bridge walk. Q&A, the end user can make several requests to the operator. First, that the queue is reordered. Secondly, request that a participant is removed from the queue. Thirdly, match participants through to ask questions. And fourthly, to request is muted or unmuted during the Q&A. Let's look at how to request to reorder the Q&A queue. So, for example, if the end user wants one attendee to ask their question, but they're listed third, they would just click on the blue icon, as shown. As the icon is clicked, an automatic text message is sent to the BT operator and shows a chat window to confirm the request. The BT reorders the Q&A using the same blue icon as shown on the Vantage Point screen. An automatic chat message is the end user, and the participants in the Q&A queue are reordered. This reorder will also take place on the audio bridge. During the Q&A session, when attendees are waiting in the question queue, the operator can patch the attendee through to the call to ask the question from the Vantage Point console. To do, the operator will select the green arrow attendee's name as shown. The question will move from the bottom pane to middle pane in the Q&A page to show that they have been put through to the call in an open line. Shown on the WOC screen. Participant now moved into the live question and answer session. Let's look at a request to remove participants from the Q&A queue. We'll select the red icon on their screen and automatic text message to the BT operator. The BT will click on the icon on their screen to remove the participant from the Q&A queue. And users also see a change on their screen. The automatic text message sent to the end user. So it's recommended the operator sends a chat message such as participant XYZ has been removed from the Q&A queue. The user can request the BT operator to mute or unmute the live questioner. To do this, the user will need to send a text message in the chat window. The BT will click on the mute or unmute icon as shown on the Vantage Point screen. This will unmute, so it will be automatically actioned on the audio bridge. So that's a demonstration of how to start and manage the Q&A session with Vantage Point with your BT managed event calls. Some key information for you. For calls cascaded across multiple bridges, the Vantage Point will view the bridges is the same as for the order as the attendees connecting to the bridges. On all bridges booked, even multi-bridge call. If the call is active on one of the bridges, this will lock the visibility of the data on the consecutive bridges. The comment and the billing ID must be identical on all bridges. If there's any slight difference in labeling on any bridge, the Vantage Point site will not read the data from this bridge. Must be started active on all bridges for which the call is active, if there are no questions on one of them. In terms of call work, once the call is finished, all users should log out by clicking on log out at the top of the screen, as shown. Otherwise, Vantage Point related post-call work for the operator to do. Information to the process for Vantage Point on the Operations SharePoint page. This is a demonstration on 3. I'd like to thank you for your time and interest, and thank you.